Hi there and welcome to the Abby Show. Today we've got a very special guest with us and I'll be introducing him to you shortly. We're going to talk about air guitar. Stay tuned. Well, today on the show we have our guest. He's actually got his doctorate in air guitar. His name is, excuse me if I'm wrong, Bill Trip Over the Fallen Logs in the Tub While Standing on One Footio. Now, Bill, I've got a few questions for you. But first I'm going to ask you, where did you manage to get that last name?
Well, you see, my dad is part native and my mom is Italian. So that's where you get the footio from. When I was a young lad, my dad, he's a master stand on one foot guy. So he's like, son, it's time that you learn the art of standing on one foot, but we're going to do it in the tub on logs. I'm like, sweet, let's do it. So he took me over to the tub where the logs are. And I stood on one foot, I think it was for 10 minutes. But then I lost my balance and tripped. So that's how I got my Trip Over the Fallen Logs in the Tub name.
Oh, Bill Trip Over the Fallen Logs in the Tub while standing on one footio.
You can just call me Betty for short. That's a story in itself, but I don't want to get into that.
All right, Betty. So on with our topic. So you've studied air guitar for how long now?
I've studied air guitar probably for about 30 years now. I know I look like I'm 18, but it's what being an Indian does. Keeps our skin. We learn how to deal with nature, but it's been about 30 years that I've been studying, and so far it's been really good. I've been able to teach people as well.
Well, yeah, I was noticing your young-looking skin. I was going to ask you what you use, but you'll have to let me know after the show. Anyway, so what was the name of the university you studied at?
Well, at one point it was called the Blackpool University, and back 30 years ago it was the most popular university around. But now they've changed the name to Burning Embers University. Funny story. I don't know if you want me to tell it or not, but it's Burning Embers University now.
Well, I guess it's a little off topic, but yeah, I'm interested to know, why was the name changed?
Well, see, about, like what I said, 30 years ago I went to the college, the university, and then about 20 years ago we actually graduated, so 10 years after. And it wasn't just me who went into the program. There were a bunch of my cousins who also went into the program. One of my cousins took air drums, another air bass, another air trumpet, air flute. I took air guitar, another took air singing. Like, we had a lot of air instruments. So graduation day comes, we go through our ceremony, and then we're like, hey, let's have a party. So we're like, sweet idea. So we got all of us together, and we started banging away and playing away on the air that we had, and of course, obviously, one of my cousins didn't get the memo that it was supposed to be just air. He brought some matches. Needless to say, he lit them. The university went up in flames, and even though my dad was dead, funny thing, he came into the smoke, and he's like, son, you must now change the university name to Burning Embers. So I'm like, sweet dad, thanks, I love you, man. He's like, I love you too, son. So we kept going, and well, we contacted the city. We said, we need to change the name. And they're like, okay. So that's how the name got changed to Burning Embers.
Wow, that's a pretty crazy story. So there it stands today. Funny how it never burns down, but yeah. So what exactly were you qualified with, like your doctorate, or just explain that a little bit to me?
Well, you see, in order to get your doctorate in air guitar, of course you go through your schooling, and then for your final test you have to write a 300-page essay, and then you have to do a demonstration to a very difficult song of your choice to do air guitar too, and then they mark you on your technique.
Well, thank you for watching today. I hope you learned a lot more about air guitar, and have yourself an awesome day. I love you.
something that's